since its inception, I think you have spent, okay, I missed last month's figure, but I think it's almost 18.4 million naira now. I'm only looking at February figure. Just in February alone, you have spent 2,460,000 naira on sponsor your award project. I think I checked last in January. I think you spent about 16 million naira. So taking the two together will be around 18.5 million naira spent so far on the sponsor award projects. I think it's something to be proud about. But we are still waiting for the main executors to tell us the experience and what they need.
Okay, can I come in?
Who is speaking? Okay, Praise, come in.
Okay, Praise, can you kindly introduce yourself, the state that you coordinate, and tell us what's happening? It appears your background. Are you on top of Okada or in Keke? It's so noisy. But go ahead, Praise. Praise, can you unmute, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Praise, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Mazi. Thanks, great minds of obedience. Praise Lemona Azaya, JP, POSN coordinator from Katsina State. That is the state of the current president. We are most grateful for the support rendered to us. That is the SYWP. Katsina State, we're having 361 words, and out of these words, so far, we're able to carry out the Spoil Award project into local government and two wards. That is Katsina local government under Wakili Kudu and Fontua local government, the ward selected or Sabongari Fontua. And to the success of this movement, the Sponsor Award project was observed there, and which the report has been shared earlier. We thank God for that. But as I said earlier, we're having 361 words. Out of this, only two were able to carry it out. I know it's due to lack of the subsidium fund that we are yet to be mobilized to carry out or to replicate such activities. In other words, as it stands now in Katsina State, quite a number of people are agitating and calling us to replicate such program in their various local governments, both the Labour Party and some support group that have deemed fit to dissolve their own structure or to join POSN in Katsina State. As it stands now, POSN is the front support group in Katsina State. With the support of Dr. Cordelia and through the POSN, we're able to carry out some activity also. Now, Ankara local governments were there, and we had the sensitizations, mobilization with relief items and publicity items taken to that location. That is Kankara local government, which is also the local government that the gubernatorial aspirant or the candidate, that is the deputy ABC gubernatorial candidate, Joby, hailed from that local government. And the citizens in Kankara local government were happy. And that program is one of the things that sparked the level of awareness of our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi in Katsina State. Yesterday also we were able to stage another program, Grassroots Mobilisation, in two local governments with the support of Dr. Cordelia, also through POSN, Grassroots Mobilisation in Kenkia and Safana local government. Although these axes are also hit by insecurity, kidnapping, and banditry in those axes, So it is the coordinators and with support group in those locations, and also with the support of the Labour Party chairman in the two local government mentioned that carried out the activities yesterday, and it was observed successfully. As it stands now, quite a number of local governments are looking up to us for us to participate or to come down to run some activities, sensitization, and other activities that will give our principal leverage over other candidates. So we are still soliciting and begging well-meaning, obedient in diaspora Nigeria for more support and also items that we can get the message, the grassroots. So thank you so much. I wish us all the best, and we strongly believe that everything will end in praise. Thank you. I hear the mic.
Thank you very much. And now you can mute yourself. Praise, you can mute yourself now. Thank you very much. I think you all heard what Praise said. There is a lot of work to be done. We titled this space the grassroots mobilization and the last push. This is the last push where we intend to, so far within the month of January and as of today, being the first, basically in the last 30 days or 31 days, just some thousands of naira short 20 million has been expended in this. And if we talk about election, by the measures of election, that is peanut that we have spent in trying to get some of these things done. So people, as this space is ongoing, if you think you can or you are in a position to please sponsor words. Now, it doesn't necessarily has to be any other place. It could be your own word. If all of us, if we ensure that we win our own words for PO, that means what when we talk about sponsor your word, is basically for us to gather people within that word, like cells, speak to one another, they know themselves, get to know each other, sit down around. If it is pure water they drink, and talk about sensitization. We have materials that we do send out to every single ward. These materials will be shared. Some of them are stickers, some of them are dummy ballot papers, some of them are telephone stickers, just to indicate and let the people know this is the Labour Party logo. Because you must know, His Excellency Mr. Peter B will not be in the ballot paper, neither will Dr. Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed be in the ballot paper. No, what you're going to see is the Labour Party logo, Mama, Papa, Peking, with the thumbprint or LP, basically the party initial. So these are the things that's going to be there. At the end of the day, it is about how best we win these elections. So this part we have chosen is the grassroots mobilization, going down to the ward, mobilizing the people in the ward, because these are people that will vote on the election day, because these are people that live in that ward. So time for razzmatazz is gone. Now is the nitty gritty of going back to our roots, our villages, our local communities, the real grassroots. We are going there, sensitizing them, showing them, let them understand what it is. And this project is what we call Sponsor Your World. Once more, you can read more information by going to www.sponsoryourworld.org. Single word, sponsoryourworld.org. You can read every details there. You can make donation to support this program, If you also, those who want to probably support now can also do so. So thank you. Thank you once more, Praise, for that. And Praise is the PSN coordinator for Castina. As you all know, Castina is the home place of the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Incidentally, on Monday, the president went to Castina to commission, to Kanu to commission a project. Who would ever thought that the hunger that has disfigured the people, that have disfigured the stomach of Nigerians, pushed young Nigerians that they chose to call street urchins to the point that they began to throw stones at the helicopter of the president while he was, trying to land in Kano. So hunger knows no band, hunger knows no religion, it knows no creed, no tribe. We are all coming together to rescue Nigeria from the abyss. Many of you, if you had watched Tinubu yesterday, for the first time, he made it very clear that those managing the economy, he fell short of saying that they are a bunch of idiots. But he questioned how come dollar was 200 and now at some point it came to the point of becoming 800 in a space of 7 years. He did not tell you while he was saying that yesterday, he didn't mention those that made that happen. He cannot remove himself from that. It means these are the structures that we want to take down. We want to take down this structure. They say we were two, three, four people in a room tweeting. Suddenly, we are no longer tweeting on WhatsApp. Now we are spacing on Twitter. We will, from those four people, we will get to a point of telling them by the sheer determination of our collective will that we can make the impossible possible. So, Christian, if you're there, let's know more about the distribution of the materials as it comes. What do we have left in Abuja? What do we need more now, aside the materials that we still have on order? Christian, please accept the mic. Don't tell me that your phone doesn't accept to be. Okay, Mr. Lumba is back there.
Moses Anongu is also here, the Benue State Coordinator. Hamza Ridwan is also here. I think Hamza is the Zamfara State Coordinator. So they can as well speak about the challenges they are facing in their respective states in the execution of this sponsor award project. Yes, okay, Christian is on.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm actually rushing to see if I can be able to a better place. So I'm still in transit. I believe you can hear me.
We think we can hear the madness on the street than your voice.
That's what we're fighting. Okay, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Okay, this is a very good initiative. Hello. Okay, sponsor award project, just like Mr. Lumba said, is just a way to teach these people at the grassroots who people are waiting, what the thing that we can use to organize the mandate of the election of Mama. So I'm
Sorry, Christian, your mic was muted because I think there was so much noise there.
No, no, I think good. Okay, few minutes, I'll get back and then give an update on that.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think Anungo Moses, are you still there? Anungo Moses, you've been invited to speak, please. Hamza, I think Hamza, you've been invited to speak. Kindly accept the mic and update us. Please start by telling us which state you are coordinating within PUSN. And as we are doing this, we are streaming live on P2B Support Network on Facebook. We are live on Ginger Media TV, and we are also live on Newsband Television and various other platforms. Now, those online, if you wish to join us, you can comment or you can come to Twitter Space. Please, if you're not yet following the P2B Support Network, make that happen. It takes only one click so that we'll get all the information and notification of whatever that is happening here. So, Anungo Moses, thank you very much for joining us. You may now unmute.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Izuke. Thank you, Mr. Elomba. I want to especially greet everybody in the space here. I am Dr. Anongo Moses, the State Coordinator of PUSN Benue State. So far, I want to appreciate PUSN, the National Working Committee of PUSN, for taking this challenge to complement the effort of our PO, Our Excellency Peter Obi, the Labour Party, for what they have been doing so far. I think PUSN is covering the loopholes in our respective localities. In Benue, the activities of PUSN is now much laudable than any other support group. I think most of the support groups have been calling me asking why we are working when in their side there is no act. I keep telling them that PUSN is made of creative brains. These are people who always think ahead. So our great men in PUSN have adopted programs that are assisting us to go down to the hinterland. Like for instance, the Sponsor Your Word project, which PUSN inaugurated, is working perfectly in Benue. So far, Benue is made of 276 wards, spread across 23 local government councils. But the Sponsor Your Word so far has been conducted successfully in 4 wards, which is Iya Ward, Mbaduem Ward, Akpachai, and Baiku Council Ward. In all these wards, I personally supervised 3 wards, while that of Iya was supervised by the zonal coordinator in Zone A, Mr. Benjamin Pine. And so far, the areas I have supervised, I have recorded a lot of gains. However, there were little challenges. And the challenges is as a result of paucity of funds. But the successes were more than the challenges because the people we gathered were keen listening to us, taking words that were more consolable. And at the end of every ward meeting, the feedback I usually get from them is so impressive that they return telling us their needs now that they have taken the decision to vote PO. These are their specific needs in these respective wards which I have visited. I have taken note of that. If you notice my reporting on the election manager, I used to state the request of the communities, each of the wards, the request they are making. And so that is to say that the people are making this request believing that they have made a determination to vote for PO. And so they are expecting something. So that feedback alone convinced me that the Sponsor Your Word project is gaining more ground, is succeeding more. And so if funds are equally disbursed for this particular program to continue, I think Benwell will be a fertile ground for PO, because in these 4 wards, the responses as of yesterday, calls have been coming. That is to say, people have been joining us day by day in these wards we have visited. And so I'm appealing to our sponsors who have done so much, especially PSN United Kingdom. Recently, they have assisted us with funds to carry out the PVC collection drive. I have carried out that project in different local government, different wards, getting PVCs from INEC office directly, sending it to the POSN ward coordinators to distribute in our respective wards. Even this evening, I have taken delivery of about 147, which I'm going to disburse tomorrow, send out tomorrow morning through our local government coordinators, our ward coordinators to distribute. And as they are going out, I have little stickers left with me. I issue to them, whosoever you give, deliver his or her PVC in his or her convenient environment, issue the sticker to that person, preach PO to that person, preach Labour Party to that person, and let that sticker stand as a mark of identity that this is the party that fight and get your PVC and has delivered to you. So the distribution of this PVC is serving us 2 purposes. One is making the people feel comfortable that Labour Party is very serious about their votes, and that is why they have made their PVC available to them. Secondly, they are taking note of the identity of our party, so that on election day, they will be able to cast vote for us. So I think PSN United Kingdom is equally complementing what our main body is doing here. And so I appreciate all our donors, and I will still appeal that we are still lacking funds. If additional funds are provided, I think we can go ahead and continue with this, and at the end of the day, we'll coast to victory. So far, so good. Sponsor Your World project, to me, is a brain box that should never be forgotten. It is working well in Benue, and I think it should continue. And that is why most times when they said you should go to the world with funding, I would prefer having that meeting, because sitting with the people, discussing with them, and gaining their consent is giving me the confidence that these same people who are promising to vote because of the conviction they had from what we have preached to them will go a long way to give us victory. So I will plead that Sponsor Your World project, we should continue. So our sponsors should push further by donating for this program to continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Moses. Moses, you said something very, very instructive. You said that when you guys have this meeting at the grassroots, that the people send in their list, and I'm happy that you're also documenting this at the election manager app. Now, for many people who do not know, the election manager app that he alluded to is an app designed by POSN, and this application will be used during the election. And if you download that app for now, the iOS is yet to be ready. Some delays with Apple, but the Android version is ready and being used every single day. That app is Election Manager, the only election manager on the Android operating system. Now, when as Moses said, he is collecting these feedback that the grassroots are giving in terms of their needs. Their needs, in this case, is not, we are not sharing money in the sense of we know they give shishi, but their needs are the things that those communities need. And these are things that will be aggregated, that when the government comes into power, those communities, those needs that are outlined will be looked into. His Excellency has said that multiple times that he's going to run a government that is closer to the people. We've seen it and we saw it, how it was done in Anambra State when it concerns education, that every single community in Anambra, 177 at that time, got schools rebuilt, schools restructured. When it came to giving them vehicles, the same thing. Schools got mobility. The same applied to traditional rulers. The same applies to, you know, each and every sector that was touched. So the same principle is here, that while we are campaigning, while we go to the field and do all these things, we at the same time collating the needs of the people. This is not what the politicians, no politicians will tell you this. But we are not only going in there to tell them this is Labour Party, this is Mama, Papa, Pekin. We are also collating what their needs are, so that when you hit the ground running, it's not going to be like those who spent 6 months not understanding the difference between a minister and, after all, they said that ministers are waste of space. So 6 months you had no ministers, and PAMSECs were running the affairs. But by the time you brought ministers, 7 months down the line, it became late. That's the genesis of why we are where we are today. Having said that, I want to bring in Augusta here. Augusta, you've requested to speak. Please go ahead. Augusta, are you there? Augusta is the global coordinator of the P2B support network. She is more or less the manager of P2B support network. Augusta, are you there? Is it your network or what? Okay. While it appears she is struggling with her network. So Hamza, are you there? Hamza, we need more hands on here. Prince Will is also our UK coordinator. While Moses was speaking, Moses alluded to the fact that uh, the P2B support network in United Kingdom also has been helpful to their operations within northern Nigeria. So again, we have taken keen interest. I do see that many of us in the online space are asking the question, what are we doing in the southeast? Of course, no part of Nigeria is being left behind. The southeast also is part of the equation. However, there are areas where more work is needed. That's when it appears we have slight more concentration in some areas in the north. So, Prince Will, are you there? If you're there, just to say thank you and update us how the UK has been helping um, some states within the northern region to achieve their goal. Prince Will, I hope you understand that. Okay, uh, Augusta, you are now a speaker. Go ahead. Augusta, you may unmute yourself. I think her network is unbelievable. Prince Will. Now we have our lead person on the technology, that is Samadna. Samadna. Also, for these sponsor your word, we use technology to drive the operations. Samadna, are you able to tell us and tell the world the election manager app and how we've been able to use technology to drive this process to make it more smoothly. So, Madina, you've been invited to speak. Please, you are now a speaker. Are you there?
All right. Thank you very much, the host, for inviting me on stage. And hello, everyone. If you're just joining us, this is Peter Obi Support Network. And technology has been the bedrock for organization since we started the campaign journey. So far, so good. In the whole of the country, the group you see here today is boasting of the one of the most formidable and most organized structure nationwide in places where you would expect the least. I have a good news to share, but not for today, because the good news needs to go through some certain chambers. And we keep pushing, we keep recruiting. There are different channels through which we recruit. We walk through those channels through with our coordinators at the respective wards level. And we built a platform. We built a data analytics platform. We also built a mobile application platform that would support activities during this election. And those activities would include reporting activities, grassroots activities such as rallies, stakeholders meeting, PVC collection drive, door-to-door knocking, distribution of campaign materials, town hall meetings, stakeholder rallies, and all of that sort of events. You can now report those events, and we can now see what the people in places with seemingly low internet penetration are doing to make Peter Obi the next president. And as a matter of fact, we have made a lot of progress in that effort. We do have the ability to recruit people through our digital channels. We do have the ability to see the activities they are carrying at their respective wards. We do have the ability to manage people up to the polling unit level. So as it stands now, we know the people we have in the different polling units across the country. And we know the places that we have covered up to the polling unit level, and we know the places that we are yet to cover up to the polling unit level. We also have the ability now to report incidences as the election is coming close. There has been a lot of mongering, fear mongering going on by the opposition, APC and PDP. There is something that is clear: both parties have been rejected. And for people who are rejected, they would always go to any length to want to hold on to their soon to be lost footstool. But the footstool is already lost. And we've already built out a digital channel through which you can report any incidents. If you see, you talk. When you see, you talk. If you see, you report. So, ballot box snatching, disruption of voting, bribing of INEC officials, use of thugs, bribing of the ad hoc or the permanent staff, intimidation of voters, threats. With all of these now, you can capture all of these incidences as they occur, and you can now report to our command and control center where insights will be taken from, where action will be taken forward from there. And you can also record, take videos, and picture evidence, and you can relay this information as well to our command and control center. And so we are ready for them in this election. Any activity that they're going to be doing, we have our eyes everywhere across the country. The honorable thing for the opposition to do now is to just resign, to stop whatever they're doing and join the winning team. And so the platform through which we would achieve all of these, monitor incidences, report results, hopefully the more polling units we cover, as we move to cover the 176,000 polling units, 848, we will be able to report activities live from every polling unit across the country. There's a whole lot of mouth-watering promises in this regard, but it's only possible when you have people who are committed to join those structures. And if you're part of that structure, you would get trained. the technology will be distributed to you, and you would have that ability to contribute your quota to the struggle to reclaim Nigeria. And so the platform that does this is the Election Manager platform. There is a link to the platform that was posted on this particular app a couple of days ago. I'll try and get that link. And Maz, I don't know if you have the link to the platform. So we could just share. It's actually pinned. If you go to the Peter Obi profile, you can actually see the link. And we're yet to make the link thread. We're yet to make it trend. So I've just posted it in the chat. So you can actually get that link. And for those who are specialists in the media space, you can actually make that link trend. So with this link, you can actually see the structures at the grassroots. You can go in, you see the activities that are going on around the country. You can select your state, you can select your local government, you can select your ward, and you would see the polling units where we already have people, where we already have boots on ground. So download the app. The Android version is out. The Apple version, that will be released, but the link through which it will be released is already out as well. So once the Apple version is out, we'll also make an official announcement to that effect. But know that we are very serious about reclaiming the country, and we are relentless in that pursuit. And God willing, we will achieve. We are smelling victory. We must reach victory. Thank you very much, Mazi, the host. I'll hand over to you now.
Thank you very much. Once more, that's Somadna. That's the lead technology person for the P2B support network. Now, the app is nothing like that has ever been seen. Election Manager app. That app, you can, wherever you are, and we would encourage everybody, please, those watching online, please, 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 we will be sharing the link very soon. Those on Twitter, they go to the P2B support network where you are listening to this space from. The pinned message there, you will see that link to download that app. If there are incidents where an election is happening, be it over voting, anything that you think that is abnormal, please report using that application that will be monitored by those in the situation room. So thank you once more for that. Augusta, are you ready now? Augusta and Prince Will. Prince Will, I'm inviting you once more. Augusta, if you're ready, can you please accept the invite? Meantime, I think Onyema is requesting for. Okay, Onyema, you've been added as a speaker. Go ahead. Okay, Prince Will, I think you've unmuted yourself.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, I hope people can hear me. Yeah, good evening. Just making sure you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining the space. I'm Prince Willorum. I'm coordinator for UK, and within the UK, we have been, working hand in hand with our parent body, our convenance and management of POSN. So basically, we follow the POSN calendar according to what the dictate is at any point in time. Even within the long-term objective, we also have short-term goals that we might be directed to deal with immediately. So we've been on Sponsor Your Word for a long time now. I mean, that's the icing of the cake. That is the grassroots mobilization. After everything we've done in the media, after all the rally, it is the Sponsor Your Word is the key. And we in UK, we are sponsoring nationwide across the country. But we have also taken Niger State and Benue State as our pet project to make sure they are okay. So it's now our responsibility to make sure that sponsor award happens in both in those two states as well. And of course, during our last summit, we over the end of the year, we had the Abia State coordinator came to see us and attended our event, and he made a plea about transportation. At that time, we thought it was crazy that no, we cannot provide that, but he said if there's anything we can do, and we follow one of our playbook because we believe that within our own local community where you are, if you do targeted marketing, there are people in your community that can actually sponsor some of your projects. So that's what we do. We signposted him to a philanthropist within his own state. And before you know it, the guy got a branded vehicle and a driver to drive him throughout the campaign period. So so far we'll keep pushing. I'll tell everybody, yeah, sometimes it looks daunting, but please don't relent. Let's keep pushing on and try to download the election app as well. It's very, very vital. Mazi, thank you for giving me the space to speak.
Thank you very much. And Prince Will, thank you once more. From the P2B Support Network Management Board, we must also say thank you to you for your leadership and the way you've been steering those in the United Kingdom and what you guys are doing. And thank you for the states you guys have taken over. And that's what we say. People, for those who are hearing us now and those who will listen to this recorded message, the message is very clear. Please, 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 nothing is too small. Let's not on the 25th regret anything. We must do everything possible to ensure that come 25th of February, that by the time we go to bed, everybody will be happy that we have eventually made it possible for a new Nigeria that we dreamed, where no tribe, creed matters. Thank you once more for that update. Thank you. So, Onyema, please, are you there? Kindly unmute. If you're not yet following us, if you're not yet following the P2B Support Network on Twitter, please, by all means, do that. And for those who are watching us on YouTube or on Facebook, and those of you in the Telegram as well, if you do have any comment or questions, please do by any means post that. We are going to take your questions, and your questions will be answered. Now, before I get Onyema to make his submission, we have someone from YouTube saying that tried to make payment and it's not going. So again, obviously you can use the Zelle. If you're in the US, you can use the Zelle account. But if not, you can always reach me or reach this handle. You will be attended to. Thank you very much. So Onyema, are you there? Okay, Mr. Lombo, over to you if that's convenient for you now.
Yes, I'm thinking praise is because they want to speak. Hello? Okay, Onyema is here now.
Hello, good evening.
Onyema, go ahead. Onyema, go ahead. Hello, Onyema, you want to speak? Go ahead. Praise to indicating he wants to speak. Praise.
Okay, it appears Onyema has a connectivity issue. We have to drop him to again to the listener. Thank you very much, Onyema. So, Praise, if you're able to unmute yourself, go ahead. Is it a connectivity issue or is it something else that I do not understand?
It's another issue.
Now, wow. Okay. So, guys, we are almost an hour into this conversation. At least we have heard from the state coordinators that have informed and updated us as to what we are doing. Now, we will use this opportunity as a call to say to every one of us, please, 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 if there is any way, shape, or form you can help, by all means, do that. And nothing is too small to ensure that this dream becomes a reality. And it's not something extraordinary, it's something that is very simple to do. And that is the dream of making this new Nigeria a reality. It's that simple. And with your help, we can make that happen. With your help, we can indeed make that happen. For those who may wish to uh, show any support, you can do that through the Govindex Leadership Empowerment and Development Foundation. Account is with Keystone. You can do that. Account number is 10128488705. I repeat again, 10128488705. Govindex Leadership Empowerment and Development Foundation. So thank you everyone for being part of this. We will be trying as much as possible, starting from today, to have this space frequently. But we may not be able to, we will try as much as possible not to drag this space. I can see that Praise is now here and willing and ready to speak. Before we call this a day, Praise, are you able to speak now? Go ahead. Praise.
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me now.
Okay, Augusta, we can hear you now at last.
Finally, finally. Every time I got the mic, my network will kick me out for some reason. I apologize about that. So, my name is Augusta Neka, and I'm the global coordinator for the P2B Support Network. So far, the Sponsor Your Award project has helped us reach some grassroots areas, like I'm sure Christian must have said, and I don't know if Kelvin was here to have also mentioned that, because there are some areas right now, like I'm going to use Anambra State for example, where people are identifying Obi with the umbrella logo. We had a meeting on Sunday, and there was a mock voting where, and then we gave them this ballot, or the report was they gave a ballot paper, and people would say, oh, umbrella, and they'll go pick the umbrella because of they are still used to the 2019 when Obi ran as vice president, and they've associated the umbrella logo with with Obi, and that is what we are seeing in a lot of places in Anambra State currently. I'm using that in particular as an example. So the essence of this Sponsor Your Award project is to reach these people that do not have radio, that cannot listen to jingles, people that are not on Twitter, people that will most likely make the bulk of the voters. Because right now, if you pass through INEC, you see that it's the older people that are even trying to get their PVCs, and for some reason, I don't know why that is, but for some reason, it's the older people that are trying to get their PVCs, and I know that these are the people that most likely vote. So if they are still associating PO with umbrella is a big problem, and this Sponsor Your Award project can checkmate that. I mean, with the materials that are coming in, with the dummy ballot paper, with the mock voting and all that, it's going to help reorient them and let them understand that, okay, he has moved to a new party. I need to be able to identify Labour Party in the lineup of parties on the ballot paper, because at the end of the day, Obi's face is not going to show on the ballot paper. So they need to know this logo, and that is the essence of this Sponsor Your Award. It is very necessary. It is crucial, not just for logos, not just for stickers, but especially for dummy ballot paper. People need to understand that when you see this ballot paper, this is the logo that you're supporting, not just identifying it on billboards or massive logos. No, that I think ballot papers now should be a priority in some areas. We can't do the one cap fits all, but in most areas, dummy ballot papers should take priority as a campaign material. I just wanted to bring this. I wanted to bring this up because that's the new information I got on Sunday, and I said this was a good time to say it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Augusta. That's a very excellent observation you've made there. And that reinforced our resolve to note that part of the materials we placed on order that are being delivered now, we have, I think, close to 100,000 dummy ballot papers that will be spread across the areas that are needed. And we have, you know, we could do more, but for now, I think 200,000, stickers, the 8x4, that is, the ones you can stick in kekes, cars, and all the rest. We have ones for smartphones. We have ones for the touchlight phones, the smaller phones. And these have the logo of the Labour Party. Now, the exactly what you said is what informed this decision, because there are women, there are our mothers, our sisters, and our fathers in the hinterlands, those who knew before now that His Excellency Peter Obi was in the PDP. Obviously, they are not they are not internet warriors. They do not know and they do not understand what is happening. And once we speak to them, in most cases, we find out they will tell you, they will show those umbrella. Again, we do not feel alarmed. It is what it means for us is that our job is straightforward and our job is cut out for us to do, to go back and to know that in this final push, that everyone who does not know knows that that has changed. Hence, those of our parents, those our mothers in the hinterlands, that we print these stickers at least to help them, Mama. This so now you have printed it here. We peel off that and stick. If they have telephone, we stick it to them. If they don't, sometimes they have kaya, the things they use in carrying their wares. We also stick it there so that anytime she is going to the market, starting from today, she can be looking at it, so that at the day of election, if she doesn't have any telephone to stick that on, they can give the bigger one that she can stick. Even she can take some home and stick it at the door, in her entrance door, so that when she wakes up or wants to do stuff, then she can see it, and to be able to remember on the day of election, this is where she will place her hand. you know so we are trying as much as possible to push this in the subconsciousness of the people, and that is what we are doing, and that is possible because a new Nigeria is possible. In the next 23 days, sleep, bye bye. We know the sleep.
Mazi, sorry,
We are
sorry. Let
doing
me just
everything possible.
Okay, sorry, I don't want you to
Mm.
close. I forgot to mention a very important point also, and I'm using Anambra State because that's where I currently am. The fuel scarcity is also causing a lot of problems. People are not going to pick up their BVCs again. In the last few days, I've passed towards INEC office, and the numbers have reduced, not because they have collected their PVC, but because of the hike in transportations. So I'm appealing to the listeners that if you want to intervene, now is a great time to intervene in buying in getting buses to these people that wants to collect their PVC. The hike is not times 2, it's times 3. As at this morning, fuel was 450. As at this evening, fuel in Oka is 500 at filling stations. So it's crazy. So if you have the intention to push for PVC collection today. Yesterday was a great time. Today is also a great time. You can do it today. Please, please, because it's ending February 5th, which is in about 4 days, and it's no longer funny at all.
Well, that's
Thank
the
you
that's
very
the
much.
new normal. Daniel. Okay. Daniel is not there. Moses, did you want to say anything before we close?
Yes, in fact, I want to concur expressly with what Augusta has just said. It's affecting us here badly, biting, and if not for UK, PSN United Kingdom, I tell you, would have been in a ditch. But so far, so good. As of 27th, we have distributed about 1,017. Yesterday, we distributed about 47 again. Today, the delivery of 147 will take effect tomorrow. But I tell you, I know how much I am spending for these guys to move around. Okada now, if you give him 5,000 naira to move around in a ward in a day, he tells you that fuel alone can take that money off. So you know what that means. So please, our donors, we are in a problem, and we need rescue. The rescue team is coming from you. Please help us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moses. I think this is a clarion call to um, all well-meaning Nigerians, especially those in the diaspora. We know that monies, you guys there is cold, there is winter, there is fuel crisis, especially those in Europe. There is energy crisis. Of course, we do understand that. But here in Nigeria, the crisis that you have, it's is a crisis. But in Nigeria here, ours has gone from crisis, and I don't know what else to call it. It has gone beyond crisis. So if you're able to spare whatever you're able to spare, please help. You can hear it from these various coordinators what is needed, what we are doing. In the midst of what we are doing, you know, we're not where we're supposed to be. We need to do a lot, and people need to move around. In this, many of you in the southeast, just how do I describe that for you? The whole of southeast, for instance, and I'm quite surprised that our Niger State coordinator Ismaila is not here. In the whole of Niger State, Niger State is the size of the whole of southeast. That is starting from Anambra down to Ebonyi, Abia, and Enugu. Put in, sorry, that's the size of Kogi. Sorry, not Niger. So Niger is almost like southeast and south lumped together, right? What it now means, people, if you understand the implication of somebody moving from the state capital to the hinterland, either to have a meeting with ward coordinators, there are some local governments that are the size of Anambra State as a whole. So when we talk about this, a lot of work is still needed because people live in those hinterlands, and someone must go there to sensitize them. Yes, people don't go there, but we have to knock on every door because, as they say in England, with Tesco, every little helps. If we knock on doors to get 1 vote, 10 votes, 100 votes, it matters. When we aggregate all these together, it's going to give us that needed numbers spread across Nigeria. Those that has been supporting, thank you very much for all you do. We now ask, please, if there is any way you can do small, little more, if it's possible. And those that have not, please, by all means, support what we do. Guys are going back to the field. We must make this election happen. Now, Daniel is back, so I want to know if there is any more contribution from you before we call it a day. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Daniel, over to you. You now be made a co-host. Are you there? Okay, Praise, you wanted to say something before. I don't know if you still want to say what you wanted to say before. Anyone has any question, please, before we close? Does anyone have any question? You can You can request the mic. Anyone has any question, you can request the mic. Anyone has any question, please?
Yes, Mazi, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Now, how can we forestall PVC hoarding? Because I got information from some of my colleagues who are working in the other political parties that some of their people, especially the aspirants of other political parties, are trying to lobby INEC officials and take delivery of the remaining cards at the end of the extension period. So how prepared are we to block this particular act? How can we block it?
Now, without spilling much of the informations that we do have, before now we have had such intel, and I would not say the strategy being employed, but be rest assured that the Labour Party management are aware of such plots, and there are certain actions that are being taken in order to forestall that. And I will leave it at that. Thank you very much, Moses. John Azu, please.
So thank you very much, Mazi Zuke and Mazi Lumba, everybody in here, for the wonderful work you are doing. I want to ask a question pertaining to the 25 million man rallies across the rural areas. I'm concerned on how to the transportation, because hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, like here in the FCT, there are some rural communities you cannot reach by vehicle. There are no roads. Like if you move towards Buare, Kershi, interiors, you get to a point, it becomes difficult to navigate. And when it was city rallies, people could park their vehicles and start moving around on the roads. But here, we're talking about rural rallies. So what are the arrangements in terms of logistics buses? I know materials are ready to distribute to the rural folks, but I don't know if there are arrangements for buses that will convey people who will be doing these rallies in all the communities across the federation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. The rallies in question is actually not 25 million, it's 100 million global man march for P2B. So that rally, as far as I'm aware, the rallies are in states, broken down by, organized within regions, broken down by states and LGA. So there are people tasked within local governments to coordinate that. So be at the lookout. There was a meeting today in Abuja that many of us joined via Zoom. So be at the lookout as to the planning of that. It's not something at this stage we will be blowing up on the air. Bear in mind that we are being streamed and globally people are listening to us. So the planning, wherever you are, wherever you heard about it, in the next couple of hours and days, you will be getting further details as to how these, the logistics for the hinterlands will happen, and it's going to happen. It's not only those that do not have motorable areas. There are also those in the riverine areas that also we need to find out, and we're working on the logistics as to how to get them to come out. People like me, I have never pedaled a canoe in my life. If I go there to pedal a canoe, I think I'll probably drink 50 liters of muddy waters. So those will be left in the hands of those who know how to handle that best to deal with it. But be rest assured that something is happening, and at the appropriate time, the details will be made available to those who ought to know. Thank you very much.
Okay, I don't really have much to say again. I think all the field have been covered. We thank all our state coordinators who joined to, explain what is being done and what remains to be done. We thank all our officials at the Secretariat who have given updates on what PSN is doing around the globe. So thank you very much, and we look forward to our next program and in moving forward the sponsor award project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. I think we have Praise now. Praise raised his hand. Praise, go ahead. And after Praise, Gaius, quickly, let's round up. Praise, go ahead. Okay, Gaius, please.
Okay, thank you so much. I really don't have a question, but I just wanted to make an appeal as regards the election manager app. I started using the app just recently, and with the help of Somadina giving some information here and there, it's becoming easier to understand how the app works. And just like some of us have noted, in some of the states, people are not doing anything with as regards the app and the recruiting mobilizers, canvassers, and things like that. So I'm just saying that even as that we need to begin to get used to that app, because in 3 weeks or thereabouts, we'll be entering into the election, and it will help us to know what is happening all over if people understand how to use the app. So let's find a way to sensitize more persons to download and begin to make use of the app. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's it. And that's the much we can take. Those of you who are wanting to chat me up, I think I shared my number there. You can chat me up. Let's take that. And I think someone is asking a question, the assurance that that will be judiciously used. Well, once you sponsor a ward and you get to connect to your ward coordinator, then you will see what judiciously mean. Here we know they give shishi and we know they expend unnecessarily. We ensure that everything is spent to the naira. So in terms of reassuring you as to the judicious use of it, that is the watchword. That would, whatever anyone donates, you are involved as well. If it's your village that you've decided to sponsor, you are also going to be involved in the activities that is going to happen within that locality. So for those who are requesting, you can definitely, especially those on YouTube, you can chat me up, or if we have Kevin Jakbo here, who is also the coordinator for Sponsor Your World. Kevin, if you may accept the mic before we leave, and have a word, one word or two as to best way to reach you, because Kevin is one other person that is in charge of this. If you reach out to Kevin, he will be able to. Kevin, if you may accept the invite to speak. Maybe your connectivity is also an issue here, but nonetheless, people, in that case, those that I have shared my contact details with on YouTube, please do. If you're interested in sponsoring any word, either you reach me directly or you can go to the website. There is a website dedicated for that, www.sponsoryourword.org. The details are there, who to contact, and if you want to make a donation, we also encourage you to go to www.sponsoryourword.org. Every single details are in there. Thank you very much. And on that note, I say thank you. Join us on Friday again as we come up to give updates as to what we are doing. Be rest assured that what we've done today is the start of a new series regarding the update of what we are doing, so that every single person, aside those who are in the election manager app, those who are on our Facebook pages, those who are on the WhatsApp groups, those who are in these dedicated groups, Telegram, where this information are published as to what is happening word by word, that we can also come online and inform the larger world as to what we are doing. Guys, you all rock. On the 25th, I owe every one of us a bottle of cold water. Thank you very much for being part of this. Thank you. And may God bless us all.
Oh, you must get set. Let us go. Okay. Solo Francis, let's go. Rani Gaba, Pitobi, Rani Gaba, Nesibonanja. Rani Gaba, Pitobi, Rani Gaba, Nesibonanja. Anywhere you go, now tell me to go. For better Naija, now tell me to go. Now Labour Party, now tell me to go. For better economy, now tell me to go. A new Nigeria is possible with P2B.
Vote Peter Obi for presidency 2023. Peter Obi Support Network.
On your mask, get set. Ewa Benilo, Peter Obi, Ewa Benilo, better Naija. Ewa Benilo, Ewa Benilo, Ewa Benilo, Peter Obi, Ewa Benilo, better Naija. Ewa Benilo, Peter Obi, Ewa Benilo, better Naija. Shebi Labour Party, Ibe Lalo Gongo. Ewa Benilo, Peter Obi, Ewa Benilo, better Naija. Naija tuntun ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Peter Obi. Ewa Benilo, Peter Obi, Ewa Benilo, better Naija. Ibi tó bá lọ, máa bá ẹ lọ. Fún Naija tuntun, máa bá ẹ lọ. Fún Labour Party, Ìbẹ̀ lálọ́, fún ìtura ìlú. Ìbẹ̀ lálọ́, Naija tuntun ó ṣeé ṣe pẹ̀lú Peter Obi.
Peter Obi Support Network.
So thank you very much, everyone. That's the much we can take. And from here, we say good night to you all and see you guys on Friday. Bye for now. And many of you who are part of the P2B Support Network, on Sunday, there will be another general meeting and fundraise that will be championed by Nigerians in the United States. So be at the lookout for the Zoom link for you to join us. We have a very large volume of, very large Zoom platform. You can at any point join us. If you haven't joined any of the P2B Support Network WhatsApp, please, by all means, do. If you haven't joined us on Telegram, you can just go on the Telegram app and search Peter Obi Support Network. Or you can go on Facebook, search Peter Obi Support Network. Peter Obi Support Network are the, light bearers. They've seen this from afar. Hence, when you go there, data and technology don't lie. You can see since 2008, they've been here and doing one job and one job only, to ensure that the appropriate time, His Excellency, Mr. Pitobi, becomes the president of Nigeria. And indeed, a new Nigeria is possible. We collectively will move from a nation that consumes and about to consume the next generation, to a nation that will be producing and to produce for next generation. On that note, I say good night to everyone. Bye.